Douglas Mayor's Junior Council meeting. This will serve as our regular meeting for September 20th, 2022, which will come to order. And now we'll have invocation by Pastor Christian Colson from Eastside Baptist Church.
They would gain so much experience from this, and you would use this in their lives to lead them forward to do great things, God. That they would seek to be virtuous people, the best thems that they can be, that they wouldn't settle for good enough or just to get done, God, but they would do the very best they can in all that they do, and that we all would seek to be virtuous people, virtuous citizens, being the best citizens of Douglas and of Coffee County that we can possibly be. Lord, thank you again. Bless this night. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And now we will have the Pledge of Allegiance by Coffee High, NJROTC, Seaman Brockington, and Cadet Lewis.
Mark. 2, hope, right, base. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The City of Douglas Mayor's Youth Council acknowledged Ms. Sharon Williams, Fly Girls and Boys, given this 20th day of September 2022 by the Mayor's Youth Council. The City of Douglas Mayor's Youth Council recognizes you for your outstanding contributions toward the upbuilding of our community by providing an extraordinary mentoring program for our youth. We appreciate your contributions to the Teen Court program and all that you do for the great city of Douglas, Georgia. We wish you well in your future endeavors. So, sweet.
Right there in the center. So we can get some pictures. Right. All right, thank you. While you're up here, since you're one of our here. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm glad to be here. I'm Sharon Williams. I'm the co-mentor for Fly Girls and Fly Boys. Jessica Williams, she's the counselor at the George Washington Carver. The only upcoming events that we have right now is going to be Unity Day. That will be Wednesday, October the 19th. We're asking everyone in the county to wear some form of orange. This is to support the anti-bullying campaign. And there will be a walk held beginning at the school at 5 o'clock that day. And that's all I have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, additionally, the task is to, one, remind you of Teen Court. That is the other program, sister program to the Mayor's Youth Council. That's for 6th grade to 12th graders. It's the first Saturday of each month, and we're starting back up October. So we welcome everyone to come, look, take a part. If you have a 6th grade to 12th grader, we would love for them to participate in the Coffee County school system. It could be homeschool, private school. We welcome them all, because this is an opportunity for them to learn how our judicial system works. They do everything. Other than the judge, the youth take care of every position. They serve as jurors, the bailiff, the clerk of court, as well as the attorneys. The defense and prosecuting attorneys are also our youth. So they get that first-hand experience in how our judicial system works. So please take a moment to come. First Saturday is at the Law Enforcement Center at 9 o'clock. We ask that everybody be there not later than a quarter till so we can set up our jurors and make sure every position is covered. But we welcome volunteers for that, and you gain community service hours for that as well. And the other update is our Keep Douglas Beautiful. There's actually a committee here in Douglas that our focus is just beautifying our community, making sure Douglas look the best it possibly can. And we have several activities. Our next upcoming activity is the community park cleanup, and it will be at the Jackie Allen Park, and that's going to be on October 22nd at 9:30. That's right here off Gaston, past the 9th grade academy, past the four-way stop. There's a park right there, and we're going to focus on beautifying it, cleaning it up, hopefully planting a couple trees, just making it something else that community as well as the Douglas community can enjoy even as you pass by. So we welcome any volunteers. Again, that's an opportunity for community service hours for our high schoolers to work towards graduation. And if you have any questions regarding either Teen Court, Mayor's Youth Council, or Keep Douglas Beautiful, visit the City of Douglas webpage. And oftentimes we also post it on the Mayor's Youth Council Facebook. So follow us, like us. Yay! Okay. Yes. 9:30. Yes, ma'am. So any other questions regarding the cleanup activity? And I'll keep you posted as we schedule other events for Keep Douglas Beautiful. That's all. Thank you very much.
And now we will have Childhood Cancer Awareness and our speaker, Ms. Blondell Thomas.
Hey y'all. It's nice to see y'all tonight. Thank you for inviting the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group of Coffee County to come and speak to you. And this year they kind of decided they wanted to do a little different thing with, instead of having one of the volunteers to come talk to different people, they decided to reach out to us moms who actually have kids in the program and let us, my first part of my talk is going to be a lot of stats and things like that, but then afterwards I'll give you my personal experience and how I became involved with the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group of Coffee County. According to the American Cancer Society, about 10,470 children in the United States under the age of 15 will be diagnosed with childhood cancer in 2022. Childhood cancer rates have been rising slightly for the past few decades, and after accidents, cancer is the second leading cause of death in children ages 1 to 14. So you're looking at about 1,050 children under the age of 15 are expected to die from cancer in 2022. Do any of y'all know what the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group of Coffee County is or what they do? Have y'all seen the gold bows around town? I know you've heard about Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. The Childhood Cancer Awareness Group of Coffee County is a nonprofit organization comprised of a dedicated group of volunteers who advocate for children who have been diagnosed with cancer. And they're also advocates for the parents. It was first organized in 2021 here in Coffee County, Georgia, and our organization is funded from donations by individuals, businesses, and fundraising activities that y'all see going on throughout the month of September. The group is governed by a board of directors who review and approve all assistant applications. You can't just automatically go to them and ask for any type of assistance. You have to actually fill out an application, tell them, what your diagnosis is, you get information from the doctors and things like that. But we're lucky to have a really good group of people for our board members. Ms. Ginger Diamond is a board member, Lori Hennessy, Kirk Farah, Dr. Keith Childers is a board member, Walda Kite, and Dr. Justin Harrell. And this year, the group's officers is Miss Pat Guthrie, she's our president, Sheila Butler is the secretary, and Julie Harper is our treasurer. So what the group is primarily focused on is to inspire hope and healing by bringing public awareness to childhood cancer, as well as providing emotional and monetary support for families who have been affected by this. But don't let the name fool you. Even though it says Childhood Cancer Awareness Group of Coffee County, we actually reach out to every single county that touches Coffee County and help families in those counties as well. Currently, we have children in Atkinson County, Ben Hill County, Jeff Davis, Irwin, Telfair, Ware, Berrien, and Bacon. And we have 7 children in active treatment, 7 children currently not in active treatment, 12 over the age of 21, and 11 children who have gained their angel wings or have passed on since they were organized. There are several other children who they've helped throughout the years, and they've provided assistance to. So, now here's my part of the spiel. To tell you how I got involved, how many of y'all are 16? Any of y'all 16? 15, 16, 17, around that age? All right. In 2015, my son turned 16 in May of that year, and we knew some things had been going on with him, and really couldn't pinpoint what it was. He was sleeping a lot. Didn't really know, other than that, that was it. He was just sleeping a lot. I thought he was being a typical teenager, sleep a lot, stay up all night on the game, or doing something worse than that. We went to Savannah. He was actively involved in 4-H shotgun shooting. He was on the shotgun team. And we noticed, that he started dropping his participation in things like that with the team, but it was mostly because he was exhausted. Now, we didn't know it at the time, and me being a mama, of course, y'all know how mamas are. Anyway, in July of 2015, my son actually looked at me and said, "Mama, I think I need to go to the doctor." So when he told me that, I knew something was up. And anyway, I immediately got an appointment with Dr. Childers, who sent us to Coffee Regional to have some blood work done. And before, we live about 15 minutes out of town, before I could get back home, my husband was calling me saying, "You've got to go back up there to the office. Something's going on." So we got back up to Dr. Childers' office, and he looked at me, and he looked at my son, and he hugged Barry, and he said, "I don't know what it is, but I know we're dealing with some type of cancer." It truly devastated us at that time, but all I could focus on was getting my son better. Of course, and that's what you should be focused on, and that's what your family should be focused on. That I immediately packed up my son, got him to Savannah, where doctors met us. They did several blood tests on him. One astronomical number that came up was a normal white blood cell count is around, I think it's around 8 to 12,000. His was 678,000. He was so sick because of how high the white blood cell count was. Well, little did we know that during that week when we were trying to figure out what type of leukemia he had, once we got there, he had some type of stroke, probably from his white blood cell count being up so high. So he lost complete hearing in one of his ears. And we transferred him from Savannah to Atlanta to the Children's Hospital up there. And they started working with him. They had the type of machines to get his white blood cell count down. And it's funny that all that he kept saying to me after blood transfusions, being poked and prodded, 2 or either 3 spinal taps, that's where they take the needle and actually go in the back of your back and test things there. He had, I really don't know everything he had. I mean, it was just test after test after test. Well, they determined he had a type of leukemia called chronic myelogenous leukemia. It's called CML. A lot of times you'll hear about AML, which is acute. That means that leukemia or that type of cancer is a fast-moving cancer. Well, my son has a slow-moving cancer, and a lot of times it's mostly diagnosed in older adults, like 40 and up. I mean, it was just rare that it happened to him. One of the things the doctor told me was, whatever you do, don't stop and try to figure out what happened. You didn't do anything wrong. It just happens. He said, you will drive yourself crazy trying to figure out how that happened. But now, back to the group. This is why I'm here tonight. Immediately, once they got the information, and luckily through my job with the city, I knew several different people with the organization, and through support of people that work, my co-workers and all, they contacted the group. They immediately sent assistance to us. I didn't care how much money I had. I mean, I was sleeping at the hospital. The hospitals are really great. They were real supportive of us, offered all the assistance that they could. But then when you get back home after you've done all this, plus I had a daughter I had to take care of too. So you've always got one parent when you're dealing with this. One parent is always with the child that's sick, and then one parent has to stay with the other children if you do have more than one sibling. My son stayed in the hospital for about a month. He was out of school his 11th grade year for about 2 months. And I'm happy and proud to say that he just graduated from Valdosta State University with his master's degree in accounting. He has a really good job with an accounting firm in Valdosta. He does not let this hold him back at all. Now, there is no cure for the type of leukemia that he has. He would eventually have to have a bone marrow transplant, and he takes a chemo pill every night. I mean, every night. But now I'm going to astound you with some numbers. Our hospital bill, when it came in, you would not believe how much it was. It was like close to almost $500,000. Even though I had a good job, we had insurance and things like that, I was sitting there thinking, how am I going to pay just one hospital bill, not counting all the specialists and everything like that. Then it came up about his medication. His medication at the current time cost about $9,000 a month to keep him alive. When he first started taking it back in 2015, it was around $12,000 to $15,000 a month. Again, without the assistance of the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group, we would not have been able to make it. I mean, I don't know what we would do. I would have definitely had to quit my job. We looked at different things, because you always hear about assistance programs that are out there for things like this. You hear about these other groups. And I'm not talking bad about them by no means, but I can tell you right now, none of them would help me or help us. I was married, and they looked at the gross income that you made. They didn't look at the fact that you've got all these hospital bills piling up, and you're worried about your child. You're trying to keep the lights on. You're trying to make your car payment. I mean, you have all of this added stress, and they come in. They help assistance as far as like providing money to go, like trip money to go to the doctor's visits. They provide assistance if there was a month that I couldn't make a payment on something. We would complete the form, fill it out, turn it in. They would check off, make sure everything was legit. They're just a great group, and I recommend anybody that can to contribute to that group because they do such good in our community and in other communities that are surrounding us. They are looking into possibly going into donating funds towards research. I know a lot of people say research, but when you're dealing with bills that are coming in and your child is sick, you're not really worried about the research because right now the research don't matter because you're trying to get your child better. Trying to think if there's anything else I could tell you good about these people. It is all group, it is all volunteer funded. They do not have a head person that gets paid an enormous amount of money or anything like that. All the funds that are raised are given back to the families in need. And I can't say enough good about them. But anyway, that's my story, and that's a short, sweet end of the story, short, sweet version of the story. What you can do as far as the youth council, you can just spread awareness that cancer does affect children. does affect kids your age. It has no boundaries. It affects everybody. It doesn't matter what class you are, what color you are, it does not matter anything. Cancer affects everybody. And I'm probably sure that there's not many people in here that can raise your hand and say cancer has not in some type of way touched your life or touched a loved one's life or you've been affected by it. The fundraisers that the group has in the month of September are really good. The big main ones that are coming up are going to be Friday, September the 23rd. That's the silent auction and bake sale. We invite everybody to come out, and it's going to be here at the gym from 9 to 6 on Friday, and they always have lots and lots of goodies. They have nice things to bid on. You can start off your bid at $5 and go, it just goes up from there. They are also going to have the live auction, which is the really nice big prizes, the nice big pieces that they do on Saturday, September the 24th. The auction begins at 6 p.m. If you or you have a loved one, or if you can donate anything to the group, any amount of money is appreciated, and it can help in any way. They do have t-shirts. They have a very limited supply of t-shirts. I went by there today to get some, but this is the theme this year. Somewhere over the rainbow is a cure. If you haven't gotten your shirt yet, if you needed a larger size, good luck, because they told me that they were running in a short supply today. But Childhood Cancer Awareness Day in Coffee County is Friday, September the 23rd, so we do ask everybody, if you can, come out and support us. Take pictures of you in your green shirts if you have it, and just share on social media. The Childhood Cancer Awareness Group of Coffee County has a Facebook group page, and it is a public page, so anybody can actually join the page. They look forward to, sharing information about the kids that they're helping now. And also, they'll occasionally update everybody on the kids that have been through the program. Is there any questions? All right. Thank y'all for having me tonight.
Now we will have domestic violence and anti-bullying with Ms. Kendria Grady.
I think it's just important to just talk about it, make awareness of it, because I didn't know myself. It actually starts at the age of 10, and my son is 11. And I think, even in schools, it's not talked about until it happens. And I think just having like someone of their peers just talk about it and awareness, I think that will just make a difference, because oftentimes it's a sensitive topic. Nobody wants to talk about it, but yet it needs to be talked about. At least to make awareness of it, and just to be that person that's just like, hey, I'm here if you wanna talk, or if you need somebody to talk to. And I've seen like in different communities where they have like a walk or just a small event, or they'll hang up like the purple and teal ribbons in their community, just as a way to make awareness and maybe even have like an event where they have like counseling sessions, mentoring sessions, just for those kids or just for them, teens or even adults who are just basically having a cry for help. And I think just bringing awareness to that would be a really good step towards our community.
Do you sell your bracelets, your keychains?
Yes, I've sold some that I've given some. In the beginning, I gave like 2 away for free, just as a way to let them know like it's not really all about the money, but just to make an awareness of it. And I actually was nervous to do it in the beginning because I do understand it's a sensitive topic, but I've gotten good feedback from it. And like I say, I think Mike Bazile, he's doing an event Saturday in honor of the awareness, mental health awareness. So I think just doing more events like that and just letting those teens and kids know like, hey, somebody is here for you. And if you want to talk, just speak, because we're all listening. You know. So yeah.
What is the cost of your bracelet?
It varies in size. The small is 10, and then the medium is 15, and the large is 20.
So is there an opportunity for kids that are having suicidal thoughts or thoughts to harm themselves? I know we have some mental health connections, some Unison, some different organizations, but is there something specifically that?
Well, I just know of like the number, the hotline number, but those organizations that you just named, I think those would be, I don't think many would know about them. They just maybe may not know. And I think just somehow expressing that we do have those resources available for our teens and for our adults would be a good way to let the community know that we're here for them.
Thank you, Ms. Grady. And now we will have our American Council member comments. We'll start with Commissioner Jasmine.
Before we start, in the building, he like to have a couple words to the group.
Absolutely.
I see our fire department here to support.
Start with welcome to the new members. Hope you're the very best. As Lauren mentioned, our junior mayor's been here quite some time. I get to see her quite often around town, but certainly we appreciate you guys. The guys you see in uniform today might be working for you tomorrow. So we want you to do well, prosper well, pay attention, learn all you can. Knowledge is key, knowledge is power. So keep doing what you're doing, keep your head held high, and forge on. You're going to be just fine. If you ever need something from the fire department, we'll be glad to support you in any way we can. So thank you.
Department head of community development in the house as a support today. Would you like to have a word for the group? Yeah, here we go. Just a video. And Ms. Juanetta will speak on aims.
Good evening, Youth Council. I'm Georgia Henderson. I'm the Director of the Community Development Department. Many of y'all learned about our department during your orientation. Lionel Thomas, who's back there, she's our public information manager, talked about us. But there's a lot with our department, from the airport to code enforcement to grant writing, animal control. There's a lot, planning, zoning for the city, building inspection. So we do a lot. If y'all want to learn more about us, invite me back or come by the office and see me one day. But I just commend you all what you're doing. The leadership with Ms. Dinitra, Ms. Juanetta. Y'all just stay positive and keep learning all you can and aspire to be great leaders of tomorrow, today and tomorrow. Okay? Thank you.
Ms. Juanetta, speak about him.
I think I'm here on behalf of AIM. AIM is Ambitious Young Men. What it is a mentoring program that Mike Mazzell has founded. And it's to actually help better our young men in the community. The ages is from 8 to 18. He meets first and last Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the Teen Center. He has an event on Saturday for suicide awareness at Saturday at 8 a.m. where they're going to be at the four-way stop giving out, I think, bracelets, letters of notice of encouragement to the community, those that pass by. I do encourage that if you all are interested in participating in these events, remember we do count these events and what you do for community service. So I'll need to know when you all want to participate in different things so that we can log it into the school system. And that way, when you get ready to graduate, you have so many community service hours. You know what I'm talking about. Court. So that's it.
This one, what time you said it is?
Oh, it's at 8 a.m. Yeah. 8 to 10.
Thank you. Good evening, my name is Charlene Deborah, and I'd like to thank all our speakers and thank everyone for coming. Thank you for our fire department for coming. And I'd like to encourage everybody to come to the football game. Friday night is homecoming night, and we'll be playing Richmond. And thank you.
And I would like to thank every single one of you for coming out here tonight, this evening, to support us. I would like to congratulate every single one of y'all that received something. And I would like to thank y'all being able to tell us your story, tell us something that we weren't really aware of, like the childhood cancer awareness. I knew that it was an organization, but I didn't know what y'all did. Like, I wasn't sure what it did. And then a suicide awareness. The bracelets were beautiful. When I see them, they're so beautiful. And I would like to thank y'all and just keep doing what you do. Always try to encourage everybody in our youth, and we will try to do the same. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ania Hunt. Thank you to all the speakers, and I enjoyed this meeting.
My name is Gabe Jump. I'd like to thank you all for being here, for supporting us and everything. I'd like to thank the firefighters for all you do. And I'd like to thank you because you help with something that's not often noticed in our community. So, thank you all.
Good evening, my name is James C. Thomas. I want to thank all y'all for coming out this evening. And I really want to thank and really recognize what Coffee doing with childhood cancer awareness and how they offer a different perspective. Most of the time we hear from the cancer survivors themselves, but this time we're going to hear from how cancer affects family members of those survivors. And that is really open up your eyes and how many ways cancer can really affect home life and the house. So thank y'all for coming out.
And thank you for also raising awareness to something that's not really talked about. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Jared Davis. I want to thank the speakers and everybody else that came out. I encourage y'all to come to the football game so y'all can see me painted up. I know everybody wants to see that, but I thank y'all for sharing your stories.
What letter would you look for?
Ma'am?
What letter would you look for?
95.
All right.
Good evening. I'm Ms. Henderson, and I think this was a very great meeting, and thank you for the childhood awareness, things about that, because I did not know things like that. I beg you about that. And thank you for telling about the suicide hotline and things like that, because that is a really, really sensitive topic. And thank you all for coming out. My name is Jasmine Oliver, and I just want to say that the bracelet they look really pretty, cute, and thank y'all for coming, and thank firefighters for coming, and the woman right there for speaking about her son. I know it was like a sad topic.
Since there being no further business to come before the Junior Commission meeting, may I have a motion to adjourn?
First that.
Second. It's been a motion, second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried.